Great. High school. Again.
As Director Kash Patel confirmed yesterday, the FBI is currently investigating this shooting as an act of domestic terrorism.
Anybody ever really look into like the chief or inspection, anything?
Pretty sure it's federal. We don't have jurisdiction.
And a hate crime targeting Catholics.
It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks.
Well, Caroline, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And on behalf of everybody that follow me, the millions of people that follow me, I want to say thank you for making the sacrifice and dealing with some of the most disingenuous people on planet Earth at times.
They lie through their teeth, but on rare occasions, they tell the truth.
I have 2 questions. The first question is associated with the shooting that occurred the other day. And I want to ask the question of, we know that it's not a gun thing.
You can't say these things.
Any rational person knows it's not a gun thing.
We're in a live exercise here.
We know it's a mental health issue. So I want to know from you, what is President Trump and the White House going to do to address mental health issues around the country associated with these shootings?
On the one hand, I am very mad. But on the other hand, that was a very chaotic move. And what are we, if not agents of chaos?
Mary.
Thanks, Caroline. I have a couple questions on the shooting yesterday. The first one, this is the second shooting involving a trans-identifying shooter who specifically targeted Christians and Catholic kids.
You know, we have 2 kids left in front half. 2! You have any idea what happens when we run out? No more conveyor belt, no more replacing conductors. Every keyhole brings us one step closer to the end.
What kind of consequences do the gender-affirming therapists, doctors, or even the parents of these shooters face after these types of shootings?
Well, as for the parents and potential therapists in this case, again, all of that is still currently being investigated by the FBI.
We're a popular target for conspiracy theorists. We've decided it best to confront them directly.
I know the Secretary of Health and Human Services this morning said that HHS is investigating perhaps links between some of these drugs and these prescription drugs.
I see now what I've never seen before. I'm cured. Praise God!
You're not cured yet.
That some of these minors may be taking and an increase in violence.
It's wrong because everybody has the right to live and be happy without being told, chopped and knifed.
And obviously we have mental health problems in this country.
The church misses. I see that it's wrong. It's wrong because it's like against society.
That this administration and Secretary Kennedy will continue to speak out about and the work that we're doing to solve it.
Thank you. And just to follow up, I've seen a lot of calls for action, you know, among these lawmakers saying that we shouldn't just be praying.
The intelligence that we're seeing today is still not encouraging.
One that I've seen on the right, actually, is calls for the FBI to institute a new class of domestic terrorism that involves trans ideology. Is that something that the administration would support?
No.
I would have to check with the appropriate people on that.
You really must leave it to us.
My second question for you is that there have been media outlets who have glazed over the fact that the shooter was confused in their gender identity.
But if you get in my way again, I will end you.
Does the administration believe that this element needs to be investigated in the shooting?
All of the elements are being investigated in the shooting, absolutely.
You've seen how they operate. They'll decide this place has a culture of mismanagement.
All of the elements are being investigated in the shooting, absolutely.
Other people can bring you down, make you act against your own self-interests.
All of the elements are being investigated in the shooting, absolutely. Which is why part of the reason the FBI director came out and immediately confirmed that facet of the investigation.
Fuck.
I wonder if you could answer why the president hasn't acknowledged the shooting at CDC headquarters that took place earlier in August, where a police officer was killed, and it was reported that the motivation for the shooting was somebody who was...
Thank you, Stu.
Malaria, Zika, dengue, Lyme, of course, but everybody has that one.
really unhappy with the effects of the COVID vaccine.
And those are just the ones I know I have.
One more look.
And it was reported that the motivation for the shooting was somebody who was really unhappy with the effects of the COVID vaccine.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
We absolutely were very much aware of that shooting. The Secretary of Health and Human Services put out a statement immediately. He was in touch with the CDC, and he actually traveled to Georgia to assess the situation and to mourn with the people who work in that building there. The president wants to allow law enforcement, whether it's state, local, federal, to do their jobs, to arrest criminals, to put them behind bars, and to remove public safety threats from American communities.
When it comes down to it, there's no limit to what you do to survive.
He'll continue to do that. Thank you, guys.
The assailant appears to have been attracted to far-right ideology, including apparent signs of racism and anti-Semitism. Rohit and Robert will explain.
17 others were injured, 14 or 15 of those were children. Thankfully, they are all expected to survive. Tonight, the FBI Director Kash Patel has said this will be investigated as an act of domestic terrorism. He went on to say this will also be investigated as a hate crime.
However, I think a lot of people who study forms of extremism will suspect that this is far more complicated than a single motive. And some of that evidence comes from what we've seen scrawled on some of the assailants' firearms, slogans that, as you say, were homophobic, were many anti-Semitic slogans scrawled on the side of the firearms there, as you can see, but also tributes to mass shooters across a wide range of ideological motives, including Brenton Tarrant, the Christchurch shooter.
You're going to make the comparison to Christchurch? I suspect he's never even seen the footage. He hasn't got a clue what's in that video. He hasn't got a single idea of what went on. He doesn't even know that there was oversight. Somebody was watching the whole place while he was inside. I know this for a fact. I also know it was supposed to be a two-man job. Somebody didn't turn up. He didn't have a lighter. Christchurch? I wouldn't go anywhere near that, pal. You haven't got a fucking clue.
The Christchurch shooter.
I swear to God, stupid people who think they're smart make me want to eat my own shit.